How you doing, YouTube? We are with
Michael
and
Boyd.
he is playing
Windups.
Go ahead with the main deck.
Alright, so the main deck is 41 cards, 3 Windup Rabbits, 3 Windup Sharks, 3 Windup Magicians, 2 Snowman Eaters, kind of peculiar card in the main deck. I used it because I thought Thunder King was going to be rampant, and it helps get over bothersome fields. Like, I know the Gears, they have some Gear Frame and stuff. It's a big monster to get over. And it helps out that's level 3 to help get over things in a mirror match. If they attack with Rabbit, you can destroy their Windup Rabbit without them dodging. So that's really good. 3 Windup Rots, 2 Tour Guide, 1 Singing. I chose not to use Turibus, not because it was a bad draw, because I had no problem drawing it sometimes, but I found out if I used Demise Effect already and they didn't destroy it, I was using Turibus and not putting Zim ID back. So I felt like it was kind of win more in that sense. So I didn't feel like I needed it. And it's a less card so I could fit other things. And the last monster's Windup Hunter. I think that's 17 monsters. And then for spells, Soul Taker for decks like Heroes, Chaos Dragons, Agents with Christia. And it's just a really good one of over bothersome monsters, because sometimes YMs have a problem getting over big monsters. Mind Control, a tech for the mirror match. It's really good in mirror. I really didn't make my deck towards mirror, but this was a card I did put in. Monster Reborn, Standard, Book of Moon, Dark Cold, Heavy Storm, Fight of Avarice, 3 MST, and I chose to use 3 Factory. I probably won't be using 3 Factory at any other event, but I felt like this event would have so many windups because it's kind of up in the air what's really good. So I felt it was smart. There was a lot of Thunder Kings, but I made sure to have cards in my deck to get over Thunder King, so it wouldn't be that much of a problem in the mirror match if they did summon it. But it's really good against Heroes and Chaos Dragons because it gets so many resources and they don't use, like Chaos Dragons don't use that many traps, so it's hard to get over. And with Heroes, you're going 1 for 1 so much. If you keep plussing off of them and using your effects, you win the simplification game. I think it's 13 spells. Traps, 2 Bottomless. Just a really good main deck. I like traps a lot in this format. This trap lineup I use in almost all my decks. So the 2 Bottomless, Thunder Kings and stuff. 3 D Prisms. I did play 3 D Prisms over Mirror Force, no Mirror Forces. I feel like this card's better because in certain situations, like if they have a Shining and a bunch of E-Heroes, I'd rather remove their Shining instead of destroying all the cards and they still replenishing their hand with the monsters. So I felt like that was better. And against other decks, it could be better, like Gears, removing cards, and Agents, I'm sorry. 2 Warnings, 2 Torrentials, and Solemn Judgment. That runs up the traps. And the extra deck, Tim Tempo, rank 3, really good. Good in the mirror match against Rabbit, and really good against Gears, because once these are material, you can just attach the other one. Utopia, pretty standard. Shockmaster, the trump card. After the show the extra deck, I'll definitely show this combo, but this card just helps so much. Pretty broken. I mean, most of the time when you bring it out, you say spells, and then the next turn you would say traps because they set after that, and you do first turn. Aegis, Standard, 25, Tyrus, Zenmeister. Not everyone uses this, but it's really good. It helps make some FTK combos, and you can Zenmeister your Shockmaster after you use the effect, and then flip Shockmaster and use it again, and you call either spells or monsters traps and so on. I did that 2 times in the tournament, so a really good card. Leviathan, it's rank 3. Acid Golem, another rank 3. Leviair. I contemplated 2 Leviairs, but I felt like the extra deck was so important I couldn't use 2. I had to use 1 of every card I used, but I might go back to 2, we'll see, because I didn't like Acid Golem that much. But it's a really important card with Windup Rabbit. Giga Brilliant. Zenmayo. Papal Imperative, another card that helps the combos, similar to Zenmeister. You can, if you get your Rat with Magician, it comes in defense, and you use Papal Imperative to put it in attack, and then from there you just do a bunch of different combos. So that's how most of the combos start out with, after you Zen Mighty. Maestro, Zen Main, and Zen Mighty. So that's the extra deck. So
cool combos that you wanted to show?
Yeah. I'll show you guys the Magician Shark. Now if you use 2 Magician, it's a different play. Like, you don't have a Windup Rabbit on the field, as you'll see. But say you use 3 Magician if you haven't drawn any. So you just start out with this. Summon Magician. You want me to flip it or is it?
It's good.
So Summon Magician, Reveal Special, Magician Effect, Good in Defense, Shark Effects level 3, get Windup Rat, Exceed. Popular Imperative. Detach a material. To put Rat in attack mode. You still haven't used the effects, so use effects. Get Magician. Make a Zen Mighty. Effective Zen Mighty. Detach a Shark. Usually detach a Shark if you're playing against Mirror Match because you wouldn't want them to reborn. If for some reason they could do that, just to get in the habit of it. So discard the Shark. Get Zen Mighty's effects. You get Magician. And when Magician's effects, since you haven't used it, you get Wind Up Brat. And you use Wind Up Rabbit's effect. Magician activates. You get a Shark. And you make Shockmaster. And almost majority of the time you call spells, because in my deck I use a lot of traps, so I usually can protect it. And even if you don't have that many traps, you still want to just maybe set a spell as a bluff, because you just want them. You don't want them to try to get over your field because you want to go for a game next turn, and you'll still have a Winder Rabbit coming back. So really cool combo. Now I'll show you guys a side deck.
Before we get to the side deck, we're going to ask you, what was your worst matchup and what was your best matchup?
My worst matchup that I played in a tournament or in general?
In general.
In general?
And in the tournament. Sure, why not?
I think it's both. I think the mirror match is just the worst matchup. Because honestly, I don't think I lost one game one all tournament. I didn't have a problem with any deck. I felt like my deck was built for the tournament, not necessarily the top. Because I felt like top would have more windups than anything. But I didn't think I would play against any windups really. Maybe one or two. I played against one windups in Swiss. But that is definitely my worst matchup. I did have a lot of traps to combat that. But I still beat both the mirror matches I played game one. But then when you side deck, I mean, they can just have the nuts. Like, it's just, that's why it's the worst matchup. It has Explosion, it has Negation with the Shockmaster. It's just basically the top three decks from last format combined in one right now. So that's definitely my worst matchup. Did you want to know my best matchup?
Yes, please.
The best one was probably Heroes, because they really can't. They can make big pushes, but they can't make big pushes and get rid of traps at the same time. If they were to get rid of traps, usually they're Gemini Spark because they don't main MST, so that's fine. So I have more turns, and then Factory, you can just keep plussing off them. I played against 4 heroes and I beat all of them. Well, I'm sorry, I lost to the first one in time, and I was going to win that if it was in time. But yeah, definitely Heroes is the best matchup, I would think.
All right, let's get into the side deck.
So with the side deck, 2 Thunder Kings, great card in this format. It's probably going to my main deck because the format will be more defined. I don't like this card in the beginning of a format because there's a lot of decks I just don't really care about Thunder King as much, like Dark Worlds, Agents kind of, Chaos Dragon, they can still deal with it. But it's really good against Mirror Match, the wind-up plants, Heroes, Rabbit, just a really good card against those matchups. 2 Maxi and 2 Veller, aside the hand traps for Mirror Match, Agents, Plants. I didn't really think that was going to be a real deck, but Plants, I guess. I think that's it. I didn't really side against anything else. 3 Messenger Pieces. A really great card. Good against Heroes, Geargia, Agents. Basically, Heroes. Any deck that can be somewhat aggro and not really be able to get rid of back rows or because I mean, windups, it could be okay against windups, but they have a lot of small monsters, so they usually trying to like rabbit and get those going with the Messenger. But of course, windups have a lot of small monsters, so they can poke. So it's not good against that. But yeah, against Chaos Dragons, Heroes, the big monster decks. 2 D-Fissure. I didn't side this card once. It's the only card I didn't side, but I'm so happy I sided it because it was for the Dark World matchup and Chaos Dragon. 2 matchups that, I mean, the Chaos Dragon matchup should be easy, but still I'd be more comfortable. But Dark World matchup was really bad matchup. I wouldn't say worse because they don't use hand traps, so I'd rather say Windups is the worst matchup. But I really hate Dark World matchup. It's pretty close because that matchup is horrible too. But I didn't side these cards once, but I still would say side them. It's really important. And against decks you might think that use hand traps. I didn't side these against Agents. They usually use a lot of hand traps, but I didn't feel like it would be the right thing to do. I don't know. I didn't really like it that much against Agents, but it's a really good card. 2 Decree. Any deck that uses traps that you really can't deal with. When Giga side against Gozen match, it can be good against Heroes, good against Rabbit, good against Darkwood, those decks. And then the 2 Compulsories, really good side deck card. Sided it against Mirror Match, sometimes Rabbit. What other matchups? What other match Compulsory? I think that's it. Really good card though.
So last question is, what would you change or alter in the main side and or extra deck now that you know sort of the format?
You got needle songs in there?
No. Now I would I definitely main Thunder Kings for next event. Possibly a compulsory. I just like that card a lot. It was really good. But other than that, I don't really think. I think the main thing is just playtesting with this deck a lot more, because I feel like I knew it okay. I didn't know it the best, and like sometimes I had to take a long time to really work out the combos because it can be complicated. So I really think it's more about playtesting with this deck and not changing the build too much, and just knowing all the plays. And it's kind of impossible, but just knowing a good majority of them.
Anything you want to finish off saying to YouTube?
Subscribe, Money Mike 23.
What is it?
Money Mike 23. And make sure to subscribe to Natsboy06. And thanks for the video. That's about it.